Olson. I'm the marketing director and the community wrangler for Hootsuite. We make a social media dashboard. And yesterday we did a panel called Big in Japan, and it's really been on my mind because, of course, this week has been this massive natural disaster in Japan. But yesterday in our panel, besides raising money to help the relief efforts there, which, again, your heart just goes out to these people, we talked a lot about how we built up our Japanese market. And it's really hard to call them a market because I really think of them as a community. And about a year ago, Hootsuite was just starting to really kind of take off. And we monitor everything in our own tools, all mentions of Hootsuite. And every night around 6 o'clock, we start to see all these tweets starting to come up in Japanese. I'm like, who are all these people? So we started to identify who were the ones that were really active, who were the ones that were answering people's questions, started running Google Translate on stuff, see what people were talking about. Then we started, reaching out and saying, hi, we're here, we're listening, what can we do for you? And people were so excited. And then we brought on a couple Japanese guys that started with us as interns. And we started making Twitter lists, a Twitter handle, Hootsuite_Japan. And we started providing support and advocacy for these people and sending them envelopes of stickers and swag. We made some custom Japanese owls. Then we started translating the whole support desk. And then we said, well, we really need a localized version of our app. So we built a crowdsourced translation project where we took all the strings of words that exist in any of the Hootsuite platforms, web, mobile, the iPhone, BlackBerry, and so on. And we invited our users to go in there and help us translate it. So we released an entirely localized version of Hootsuite Japan in Japanese on all the platforms. And then the Japanese people said, well, we don't care about Facebook. We're really into Mixi. Mixi and Gree are the big social networks in Japan. So we baked Mixi into our Hootsuite dashboard. The people were ecstatic. And then they said, what we want next is we want a version for our weird Japanese feature phones, the Galapa phones they call them, because they're very different than the phones we have here. So we made that version and put Mixi and Twitter on that, and it's been a huge success for us. But before I close, I want to tell you an interesting statistic about Twitter in Japan. What do you think is the highest tweets per second rate Twitter's ever experienced? You're probably thinking maybe the Oscars recently, maybe the NBA All-Star Game, maybe the Super Bowl, maybe the World Cup last year, right?
Yeah.
4 seconds after midnight on New Year's Eve in Japan, 6,000 tweets per second. That's all coming from Japan, because the only thing else in that time zone is Siberia. Not a lot of Twitter traffic there. 6,000 tweets per second. To compare that, the high point of the Super Bowl was 4,000 tweets per second, which is a distant second place. So Japan loves Twitter, and now we're seeing Twitter in action in Japan, helping with all these relief efforts. So make sure to follow the hashtag #SouthByCares and do your part to help out Japan. And if you're in another country and you want to get involved and help us build the same community in your country, go to translate.hootsuite.com. We're translating into a whole bunch of languages and rolling them out as fast as we can. So we'd love your help.
That's very cool.